Should you buy a Virtual Boy in 2021?
Nobody asked.
Hey friends, Zero here. Okay, so no one is even really asking this question, but I'll ask. Should you get a Virtual Boy? I guess the real question is, are they even available? Hey, if you like what you see so far, and you want to help support this channel, feel free to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. So I spoke a little bit about the Virtual Boy last week and mentioned how much of a flop it was in 1995. I remember it being advertised as this crazy virtual reality device that was gonna pull you from reality and give you this crazy 3D experience.
It came from the third dimension with its own brain, its own voice, its own legs. There's only one problem. It needs your eyes. Virtual Boy. See it now in 3D.
Well, my brother got one and it rocked. We played on it for hours or as long as the batteries would last. We played Wario Land and Mario's Tennis. That's right, Mario's Tennis, not Mario Tennis. But that's beside the point. I mean, we had fun. Did we get massive headaches from it? Yeah, for sure. But we had fun. Now as an adult, I have been blessed to have a Virtual Boy myself, and I'm absolutely grateful to have this in my possession. When I received this, I wanted to play right away. So I put batteries in and nope. I believe that after you hit your 30s, there's just no way you can enjoy any of these games for more than 5 minutes. I mean, what was Nintendo thinking? This couldn't be healthy for anybody. Plus it only has 22 games. I barely have half of those games here and none of them are worth playing for a long period on this console at all. Maybe Wario Land, but that's it. And listen, if you were to find these online, they're up there in price, and don't even bother looking for a complete box set. It's just not a viable solution to play these games. So I ask, should you buy a Virtual Boy in 2021? No, solely for the reasons I just mentioned. So going back to my original,
Hey man, feed me. Just feed me.
So,
Hey, I said feed me, man.
who was that?
It's your Virtual Boy, man. Just feed me. Come on.
Virtual Boy?
Yeah. What's up?
Is that you?
Yeah, it's me. Feed me.
What for?
Give me that rare candy.
Rare candy?
Yeah.
What for?
Just feed me.
I have this.
Yeah, that works, man. Give it to me.
Will it work?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
What's going on? It's evolving! It's evolving! It's evolving!
Who's that Pokemon?
So I present to you what I'm calling the Super Virtual Boy. It has a few other names online, but I like this name, okay? So what is it? It's a consoleized Virtual Boy made to play on your TV, plain and simple. Marcus Mitchum is a designer and retro gaming nerd who helped come up with the chips that made it possible to convert the signals to be viewable on television. You can find his Twitter handle in the description and see his latest work. This guy is a genius. He's amazing. So without getting too technical, what can the Super Virtual Boy do? Well, in the back, we have 3 output options. We have S-Video, a VGA output, and a regular AV output that you'd find on an SNES or an N64 for composite cables. I have some nice options here. But what if, because it's RGB modded, what if I took the HD Retrovision component cables and used it on the Super Virtual Boy? It totally works. It is super crispy, especially on a CRT television. But wait, what if? No. What if I used the HD Retro Vision with the RetroTink 2X Pro. The possibilities. It can't be. It can't be. It can't be. It works. It just works. Its crispiness is as crispy as you can imagine. Playing this on HD television is pure joy. But Jason, what about all that red? Well, that's taken care of. There are a handful of colors you could play in. I find black and white as well as the light green, kind of similar to maybe a Gameboy green, is the clearest for me. The games kind of load like a PC engine in the front. And you connect the old controller right here. You can cover the back using a 3D printed backplate that they offer on Castlemania. That way that big old battery pack is not in your way. It kind of looks like a legitimate controller. It's pretty amazing. And if I may about this controller doesn't get a lot of credit. But I'd be bold enough to say that this controller was the stepping stone for the GameCube controller. I mean, it has a lot of similarities. It feels very good. The Super Virtual Boy basically frees you from what Nintendo was trying to do for a very long time. The whole 3D gimmick, it has been such a sub-obsession that just never really caught on. I mean, even the 3DS 3D option was always off for me. I don't know about you, but I tend to bring it down every time I play a game that really calls for 3D. So this gives us more options, and it allows me to ask the question once again. Should you buy a Virtual Boy in 2021? Well, kinda. Just like last week's video, I find the Virtual Boy to be one of those collector's items for people that appreciate history. So that means there is a small audience for this. The Virtual Boy has some decent games, and I believe the community is putting out some homebrew games for the system. Here is my suggestion. The Virtual Boy is fun to display, right? A great conversation piece, and if you want to do that, I'd suggest you find a broken one. You can find those online, eBay, whatever. And if the stand is missing, you can find those on Castlemania Games, and I'll have the link in the description for that. Now, if you want to play the games, consoleize it. You can find parts online. Right now, they're a bit sparse when it comes to the kits and parts, but they're out there. Again, Castlemania Games should have you covered. And you can sign up to be notified when they're available. And I promise you, Castlemania is not sponsoring this video. I like them very much. So again, find a broken Virtual Boy online and go have it modded. Better yet, if you're interested in modding, I would say this is a great project for you to try. There are instructions and a few YouTube tutorials online. So in the end, yes. You should buy a Virtual Boy in 2021. Sorta. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and comment down below. I know I definitely didn't cover everything about this beautiful piece, so if you have any questions, hit me up in the comments and I'll do my very best to answer them. And hey, I'll soon be streaming online. I don't know which format I'll be doing it in. I don't know if it's gonna be Twitch or YouTube. I'd like it to be YouTube. And this might be the first system I stream online. I definitely want to show off what it can do. I don't know about you, but this has definitely got me feeling like the 90s. Peace.
You got me feeling like the 90s.